Hey guys, my name is Max, and today I'm going to be tying double ice cream cone chironomid, another great lake pattern. So in the vise, I've got a 1770 Daiichi in a size 6. This is that S curve hook, made for wet nymphs or wet flies. It's got that swimming kind of look to it, and tie caddis on it as well. It's a good worm hook. So on the hook, I've got two Firehole beads. They're tungsten, and they're the 3.0 or 1/8. So I start out, I got some UTC 140 in black, and I'm going to start my thread way down towards the end of the shank here, and snip out my tag. So for wire, I've got some Brassie in red, and then I've got some Magnum holographic tinsel in black. And that's going to be the body, and this is going to be my rib. So during this whole time, I want to try to build up a little bit of a taper. And I also want to make sure that I build up enough bulk to where my bead's not going to slide down. So I'm going to go pretty far down the shank here. Bring it back up to the top. And I'm going about a bead length past the barb or the point of the hook. So tie in my red wire, work that all the way down. And I really want to make sure that I've got an even body, so I'm going to keep flattening my thread out, spinning it counterclockwise. And that's just so when I'm wrapping the tinsel doesn't keep sliding down. You'll see when I kind of get started wrapping it, it has a tendency to want to slip and overlap itself. So I want to just try to avoid that by building a nice even body and flattening my thread out the whole time here. So now I got my holographic tinsel in black, and take that all the way down the end here. And now I can really focus on making that body nice and even. Flatten my thread out the whole time. I want to try and space them equally. Go up a little bit here. A little bumper for my bead. Which, if you tie in your wire down here up to the top there, it'll help kind of stop that bead when you're tying the back portion here. So super effective Stillwater fly, especially when you got a bunch of chironomids coming off, merging. You can fish this almost right below the surface, and should get some big fish coming up after the two of these guys on the same hook. Nice even wraps, make sure I'm not leaving any spaces. Keeping good tension on the tinsel. Capture it, make a couple wraps, secure that down, snip out my tinsel, And then I'm going to take my wire and just evenly space the wire. Going up, same thing, it wants to slip, so just try and keep them equally spaced. At the end here, capture it. So I'd said it in some other videos, you know, in fishing chironomids, you always want to keep them moving. Some good fly lines, you know, you can use just a wave forward floating line with a long leader and allow that to sink a little bit, and then start your retrieve. You're just always trying to keep the flies moving at a slow pace. A really effective technique is using like a midge tip, which would just be a very slow sinking, you know, tip, and it might be like 1 inch per second. It could be ½ an inch per second, but just something that's gonna, you know, drop those flies a little bit under the surface. I'll do a quick whip finish here. Got my thread, it'll slide down, and we got half the fly done there. So make sure those beads are split. Then I'm going to start my thread, work it back, build up a little bit of a bumper at the end here. Keep that bead back and separated from the first section we did. Build up a little bulk there, and then work it back up to the top. Same thing, want to keep flattening my thread out. Make sure I get a nice even body here. Coat the hook. Get back in there with my wire, and I'll push it up under the bead head. Kind of holds it up there, and I'll work down to my other bead. Fishing it under an indicator is always successful as well. Just want to make sure that you cover all depths of water when you're doing that. So spread them out. Make sure you got a couple flies on there just so you can cover, you know, 2 feet of water. Get back in here with some tinsel. Tie that down all the way back to my other bead. And now I can start building a little bit of a taper. Same thing, flatten my thread out. Sometimes orienting your hook a little bit differently in the vise can you know, help with wrapping the tinsel and getting a nice even layering here. I kind of had it placed alright, so once again, I'm going to wrap my tinsel going up to the front bead. Just nice even covering wraps. capture my tinsel. A couple wraps on each side. Snip that out. You know, just doing a chironomid like this with no wire going up there can be also super effective. You're just going to want to make sure that you use some UV on it so that it doesn't come apart on you. Take my wire, start wrapping up nice even segments. Stop right behind the bead there, capture my wire, some more wraps in front and behind just to secure it, and I can helicopter it out. Clean that up, and then I'll do a quick whip finish here. So it's looking good. So now I'm going to go in with some Solarez, and I'm going to evenly coat both bodies, harden it up, and you're fishing. So some people might say this is like a mating chironomid. Chironomids aren't actually, you know, to the stage where they can do that yet. So, you know, it might just be a cluster of them stuck together. Still have to merge into an adult in order to mate and drop their eggs. Nice even coat. And I'll get in there with my UV light, harden it up. There you have it, double chironomid lake fly